Hello viewers, thanks for clicking on this video and supporting the channel. In today's video we are going to be cycling from Hope Bridge to downtown Dayton. It's about 8 miles. As of the recording of this video, it is April 17th, 2025 at about 5 p.m. We are near Rip Rap Road, and this is the Great Miami River. All right, so let's get at it. On our trip here, we're going to see some wind damage, some tornado damage, and some flooding damage. We've got about a 10-mile-an-hour headwind. So this will be a test to my newest contraption. I saw these sheets of felt at Dollar Tree, so I kind of folded a piece of that up and put it over the microphone, and that seemed to really work pretty good in the last video. I was going to do the video of my trip to Hope Bridge, but I've already done that, so this time I wanted to do a video from Hope Bridge. As you see there in the woods, there's a lot of downed trees. As you know, a few weeks ago we had some flooding here in Dayton. There were some tornadic thunderstorms, and this area may have had a small tornado. As we get further down here, about a mile, you're really going to see a lot of downed trees. So some of the downed trees are from the more recent storms, and some of them are from the 2019 tornado outbreak. And also some of the tree logs we're going to see are from the flooding, where the tree logs they settled there during the flooding. I see something I have to stop and see. only because I think it's really old. I don't know if you're allowed in here, but that's what I wanted to see. You see that tire? I bet that tire is older than I am. Oh well, let's carry on. I like this time of the year because you see those little yellow flowers. I'm not too sure exactly what you call those or what they are called. As you see, though, a lot of these downed trees are from the 2019 tornado outbreak. As you see there, that's probably from the 2019 tornado outbreak. But I'm not too positive, to be honest. This is only the second time I've ever been through here. Maybe I have to look back at my last video. In a couple of miles, the wind should be at my back. Really cool old barn there. As you see that agricultural field there, we're about to do a big circle around that. Must be something dead over there. Got a bunch of hungry birds flying about. That's neat. I don't know if you guys can make that out on camera, but the clouds have like a rippled effect. Yeah, I think a lot of this was from the 2019 tornado outbreak. Oh, what are you doing out here, kitty kitty? Kitty kitty? I don't know if you guys saw that or not. It's a cute little black and white cat. Probably Probably lives at the farmhouse back there. Check that out. Wow, that's cool. I bet that whole tree's hollow. Almost all the way. It's pretty neat though. The tree's probably 100 years old. If I get 1,000 likes on this video, I'll come back and camp in that tree. I'll curl up in a little ball like a kitty cat. For 1,000 likes. I've yet to produce a video to reach 1,000 likes. And see, there's that farmhouse. Like I said, we did a big loop. And when we get into this wooded area here, you're really going to see a lot of downed trees. Like I said, from both the recent storms and from the 2019 tornadoes. My father lived in Kentucky, and there was a tornado that passed through there and left. You see how that tree toppled over and uprooted the roots there? These tree roots are about 2 stories tall from the trees behind my dad's property. My dad was so infuriated because it completely dismantled the landscape, and my dad couldn't figure out how to get to his deer stand. Here's why I say some of this was probably recent, because when I passed through here last summer, all this stuff wasn't here. So something probably, a tree must have fell in this area. More recent. But that was a big tree. See, this was probably from 2019. As you can tell, it's been some time since it was cut. And like I said, this area here, once we get up a couple of blocks, we'll say, you can see the mud. Well, it's dry now, but you can tell where the bike path here was submerged underwater. So I imagine some of these tree logs probably would have collected in the shallow water from the flooding and settled here once the water went back down. See how it's all muddy, or dirty I should say. Here's the Great Miami River. Yeah, I don't live downtown. I live about 2 miles south of downtown, so when I started this video, I had already pedaled 10 miles. And I really didn't take a break other than check the time on my phone. I don't know why I've always felt compelled to ride on the left side. Maybe because I did start off a southpaw. I was left-handed until 3rd grade. This teacher, Miss Farrell, literally tried to make me feel inadequate because I was left-handed. She had no right to, to treat me such a way because I was left-handed. Of all people, a teacher. But anyway, she hurt my feelings so bad. I went home and I took some a piece of paper and a pencil, and I just started drawing sharks with my right hand. And I just did that periodically until I trained my right hand to do the same things that I could do with my left. And so, even though Miss Farrell was an abusive bitch, willing to abuse a student, she actually helped me, because what she inadvertently did was turn me into an ambidextrous. I'm both right and left-handed, and that used to really get people. When I was doing tattoos, I would start off right-handed, then I'd switch left-handed, And people are like, what are you doing? It's like, calm down. I got this. I tend to write with my right because anyone who's writing left-handed, you know, you're going over. It's just so much easier to write with your right than your left, because you're not going over your writing with your hand, you know, from left to right. I think it's crazy that they removed teaching handwriting in school. I think that's silly. Move handwriting from school. It's like, how do young people sign their signature nowadays? It probably looks like something a 5-year-old scribbled down. It's like, here, sir, we need you to sign this contract. You know, to me, it just looks. Having the skill of knowing how to write in cursive, to me, I think is important. But just because something isn't taught in school, that doesn't mean that you as a young individual can't learn, or as a parent, you can't teach your child how to write in cursive. Right there actually is the Hollywood Casino. And that right there is the Cargill plant. When we left the bridge, if we would have went left, that continues all the way up to Tip City. And then from Tip City in Detroit, was going to get out and do this video tomorrow, but tomorrow we're going to have winds up to 22 miles per hour, it said. So if I see the winds are above 10 miles per hour in any one direction that I'm going to be cycling, yeah, I'll skip that day. So today was another school shooting, this time at Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. I think they said there was they were actually saying that there were 5 serious and 1 casualty or something. They were not too sure exactly. I just want to give condolences to the victims and the family of the victims in today's mass shooting in Florida. So many people nowadays have hate in their heart. I think there's so many people in the world nowadays with hate in their heart because it's easier to have hate in your heart than it is to have love. It takes a great amount of energy to have positive, a positive outlook and love toward others. And people just aren't willing to put the work in to share that emotion. They just rather have hatred. The reason why I say it's harder to have love in your heart than it is hatred is because people who have hatred in their heart, they dislike that individual, this individual for this, that, or the other. It's so easy to dislike someone or something and dismiss this, that, or the other. But it takes effort to love. If somebody says something you don't like or you don't agree with, it takes effort to understand and be appreciative of their opinions and such. It's just easy for people to just be like, well, I don't like that. It takes a little bit more work to have love in your heart. That's just my theory. Well, I thought the wind would be at my back eventually, but I guess I thought wrong. it's kind of at my side. I don't know whether the wind is working for me or against me. Judging by that flag there, we would be pedaling into the wind. I could have pedaled up the hill here, but I'd rather save the burn. Yeah, I get too much resistance going on my knees, and they won't be too happy tomorrow. The street we're heading up onto, if we turn to the left, we would be on Kiwi Street. If we turn to the right, we would be on North Dixie. Here in about a mile and a half, we'll be over at Island Park and we'll be able to see what the park looks like now after the flooding. It's kind of neat to see the trees off in the distance there starting to get their color. Got an electric bike there. That's like a Ciron. They do like 60 miles an hour. Got a kayaker. See, they don't realize when their paddles are skimming across the water on their backstroke, that's actually creating resistance. Which is slightly halting their momentum. If they were lifting those, or I guess it's called, up completely out of the water on their backstroke without skimming across the water, they would have less resistance. Less resistance means more propulsion. Oh, they fighting. Tell them about it. Caw-caw! It looked at me like, what? Here we are at Island Park. If you watched my video titled Flooding in Dayton, Ohio, you can see that this entire park here was flooded. This park is, as it suggests, it is an island. This here is I think the Stillwater River, and on the other side is the Great Miami. And so either river, both rivers, you know, one on each side of the park here, both flooded. As you see, there's some tree debris that collected along the river there, but everything seems back to normal. That bandshell there, it was flooded up to about the stage level there. It's a good 3 feet or so. Also, if you watched or have watched, if you've watched or seen my flooding in Dayton, Ohio video, all this here was also underwater. That structure there, I think it's an old house, the garage there, that was partially underwater. But everything looks normal now for the most part. Hopefully the people that own those structures over there didn't have too much damage. As mentioned in a previous video, to the left is McCook Field, which was one of the first military airstrips in the United States. Obviously now you would never know that that was ever military airfield, but It indeed was. Now it's a ball field. Also in my flooding video, you can see that all these rocks that you see there, they were completely covered. Hey look, that's a crane. Two of them actually. Those are sandhill cranes. You see them all over Florida. I'll do a zoom in so you guys can hopefully see them, but there's two of them. Those sandhill cranes are not native to Ohio. Those sandhill cranes are birds that have only started to inhabit this area in recent years due to climate change. At least that's what I read. However, when I was a kid 30 plus years ago, I clearly remember seeing them. Maybe I have a case of the Mandela effect. I don't know. Well, that didn't take too long. It took about 45 minutes or so. Alright viewers, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps promote the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, thanks for watching. Until next time.